jQuery 4 is out. That's one thing I thought I'd never say.
Lemon Techno.
Hello and welcome to this week's Top Hacker News articles. The top 3 this week are an announcement of the winners of Vesuvius Challenge 2023, a news release from the FCC adopting a ruling marking AI-generated voices in robocalls illegal, and a cool website which shows you how you would perceive light and space while accelerating in a ship towards the speed of light. Let's dive in. The first article is titled Vesuvius Challenge 2023 Grand Prize Awarded. We can read the first scroll by scrollprize.org. The overall ambition of the annual prize is to attempt to read carbonized scrolls that were buried in an ancient library 2,000 years ago by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. These animations give an idea of what happened to both the library and the scrolls. This is a result of an attempt to physically unroll a scroll, and this gives you a perspective on why it is such a hard problem to tackle. How do you read them without opening them? High-resolution CT scans were released of the scrolls with the hope that teams and individuals would flock to trying to develop methods and machine learning algorithms to read the scrolls. And this year, the winning group, consisting of Youssef Nader, Luc Faritor, and Julian Schillinger, managed to read around 5% of the first scroll, which is already way better than the 0% from before. They won $700,000 for their submission, with the rest of the $1 million pool going to the next places. They used 3 different model architectures to validate the claims of each other, where the strongest images came from a Time S-former model. The scroll itself seems to be about music, food, and how to enjoy life's pleasures. As Zuckerberg once famously said,
"Nice job, team."
The top comment by ImageXAV is about them being excited about this, and after looking into the repo, they were questioning how Time S-former was used if it is usually used for video. The responses dig into how this is possible as the scroll is scanned in layers, where the layers replace the temporal dimension. I'm going to give this article a score of 8, as I think it's really interesting from an ML imaging perspective, as well as the fact that we can now read things we previously thought unreadable. The second item is from the FCC, mentioning they are making AI-generated voices in robocalls illegal, providing state attorneys general new tools to go after scammers. It's just a couple of pages long and gets straight to the point, and yet is such a necessary thing in this age of rampant scams and fraud. The top comment mentions that the principle that allowed the FCC to make a ruling like this is called the Chevron deference, which many consider it to be under attack, yet subsequent comments provide differing views, leading to quite a bit of back and forth further down in the comments section. I'm going to give this article a 9, as it is straight to the point, didn't waste my time, and is a great piece of news. The third website is Relativistic Spaceship by Dmitry Lavrov. It provides a glimpse of what it would look like being on a spacecraft accelerating towards the speed of light, including a commentary on the shifting of the spectrum and other interesting pieces of data. I won't spoil the whole animation here, you can check it out by following the link in the description below. The top comment is by Ryan Drake, mentioning it is a great visualization of the unintuitive nature of special relativity, and that if we could accelerate our spaceship at a mere 1G continuously, we could visit the center of the Milky Way in under 20 years. On board, that is. I'm giving this website a 9 because I love little websites and tools that deliver information alongside a nice experience, and it was a great ride. But coming back down to earth, this week's bonus article is titled Sequel for the Weary by Greg Wilson, and it's a website primarily aimed at new data scientists, guiding them through the basics all the way to more complex examples of SQL through 100 example queries. I definitely recommend a glance through these even if you are quite proficient at SQL already. It's one of those things that it's always nice to have in your bookmarks. It was made for SQLite, but the concepts apply to most RDBMSs. Let's give it a 9, as it looks like a ton of work was poured into it, and it might be super valuable for some people. Oh, And did I mention jQuery 4 is just about out? Apparently it's still used by a ton of websites, primarily because WordPress is still huge and jQuery is often used for plugins as well. I never thought I'd live to see another release. Mental. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Top Hacker News. Please leave a comment below if you'd like to discuss any of the articles further. You can check out the links to the Hacker News discussion in the description, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date. See you next week.